So diversity and inclusion is kind of it's basic really. So what we need to have is a staff which is representative of the communities that we serve, and a leadership community that is representative of the communities that we serve. And it's because you will run a better organisation. It's not complicated, regardless of the fact that it's a statutory responsibility and makes business sense. Morally, it's absolutely the right thing to do. I think as an industry, we are in the main, I think, pretty good at following not just the letter, but the spirit of the inclusivity agenda. We do have women in senior leadership positions. I think most organisations I have worked for have been pretty good about, as I say, not just the letter, but the spirit of ensuring people get maternity leave and carers leave, and that doesn't affect their subsequent career. I'm sure that's not true everywhere, but I think we're not bad at it. But as I say, you do get a sense of when you get to the very top of the shop, women are underrepresented at the very, very senior levels within the organisation. So we do quite well, and then we suddenly lose our way a little bit. I do believe in giving people a sense of confidence and a sense of community. So I think establishing networks, such as the one I know that within London that people are trying to set up. Here we do have within the organisation BME networks. We've got an LGBT network. We're in the process of setting up a women's network, because I think that gives people confidence actually, and it gives people the ability to articulate and speak. So there's that stuff. There's also very practical things. I mean, I think different organisations have different approaches to part-time working, and depending where you are as a parent, and the reality of the position is women do tend to do more of the parenting at certain points. Ensuring that you are an organisation which can accommodate flexible working and part-time working, I think, is another important aspect of it. One of the things that I got involved in very early, there's an organisation set up many years called Women Like Us, which was set up to help women who were taking time off to look after children to have access to part-time work. And the reason I felt it, I'll never forget taking my daughter to school actually, and dropping her off at the school gates, and looking around at what the majority of people there were women, thinking all my recruitment problems are actually standing here waiting to be solved. So I worked with some people to start to get part-time women back into work, and it was really successful actually. So I think there's some practical things we can do. So in terms of my approaches, I feel really passionately about the importance of values. So it's all about your values. You'll interview me in my office, and there's a poster on the wall. Our values about being welcome, being respectful, communicating effectively, being reassuring, and living those values consistently day in, day out is what makes all of the difference. The other thing that makes a real difference is talking about things. So as I say, the work that we're doing around the BME communities, we are going around talking about it all the time, non-stop, in a big loud voice, talking about how important it is. And actually people do find race and colour quite difficult things to talk about. About 53% of our staff are from BME backgrounds, which is absolutely reflective of the communities that we serve. But if I look at people in the senior leadership post, it's only about 20%. So we've got a big piece of work on here about how over time we move in that direction, and we're doing some good stuff. We've all done our unconscious bias training. Every single board member is now mentoring somebody from a BME background. We guarantee for interview panels over a certain level there is always somebody from a BME background on the interview panel, and there are a few more things but we're really focused on that. I myself, and also the chair, because the leadership needs to come from the top of the board, we are doing listening groups with staff from BME backgrounds, and we don't give them an action plan. We say, what's it like working here if you're from a BME background? Now, the very fact we're talking about it and having those conversations is sending a message out to the organisation that we think is really important, and that kind of sets the tone. Now, that's not practically, at one level it is practically doing something, but it's more about a set of behaviours, isn't it? A set of values, and it's the leading out loud stuff. And I think that's the thing that will make the biggest difference. And when you do these things, it's, you realise that some of our staff are really suffering in dignified silence, actually, and are not being given the opportunity to live their lives to the optimum of their potential. And our responsibility is to enable all of our staff to perform to the optimum of their potential. And so, talking about it, I put pretty near top of the list of things that really, really matter.